house that is haunted. Right from the start, dear, built on an acre of sand.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zada.
And I'm Kelly. And you're listening to
Two Sides and the Truth. Glad to have everybody back once again. We are currently still in the Icemageddon. I don't know what they're calling it this time. Is there a name for it? You know, so they called it Icemageddon that one year.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been too bad though. You know what I mean? Like it's slushy out there and it just keeps getting bad. Like it ice and then it's like the day and then you like start getting hopeful that stuff is melting and then it's nighttime again and everything freezes and we get more ice. And then you get this no sun.
It's an abusive relationship at this point.
I know, and I was getting stir crazy. I'm so excited that you were willing to brave the weather today because I thought I might end up doing something like, like killing somebody.
Yeah, I had to get out of the house. Rick left the house yesterday and today because he had enough. He's just making up excuses. But he's got a 4x4, so he was like, I got to check on my horses. I'm like, okay, no. You don't check on the horses this much normally. He was like, I need to.
Cabin fever is real, man.
It is. Well, and the way that my house is shaped, I guess, I have a garage, and the garage is below my bedroom. And the garage is the man cave for Rick, and he's got his little stuff set up and everything. And we went from hunting to fishing season. So we're now preparing for fishing season.
Yeah.
Apparently it takes prep.
Yeah.
He has been working on, what are they called? Like when you go, I've just gone blank suddenly. When you go out fishing and they put the trot lines, he's been working on those trot lines. Mm-hmm. So for those of you that don't know what a trot line is, it's where you put a line baited for the fish in the lake, but you can like leave it. Mm-hmm. And then you come back at the end of the day and see what you got.
I'm surprised that I knew what that was. I'm so proud of I've actually done it before.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
You dated a redneck at some point?
No, that was in another life. That was when I was younger and I went out fishing with one of my uncles. He taught me what trot lining was.
Well, we trot line a lot. What we do is we go fishing and we set out the trot lines and then we fish all day and then we go pick up the trot lines. And sometimes they're bountiful of fish and sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
And he gets real creative. Like he internet searches the best way to do things and gets into it. He's been in there for 2 weeks since hunting season ended, the beginning of January. Yeah. He's redoing all his trot lines, preparing them, and I don't know how to explain it. It's long to explain it, but it takes time. It's a lot of work. So during Snowmageddon, Icemageddon, he has been in that garage the whole time working on them. So when I go in there, there's this like long lines of fishing wire with hooks attached. And he's just like, I just know something's going to happen with you. You're going to do something. I just know it's going to happen because I'll go in there. And I'm like, I know it too. It is definitely going to happen. Yeah. But he's been hanging out in there, and I put one of those little radiator space heaters in there. It doesn't make it warm, but you can be in there in a shirt, not a jacket, And so he's been doing that, and I've been cooking, as you know I do. So we've had chili. We've had homemade chicken and dumplings.
Oh my gosh! I wish I would have gotten snowed in over there.
I know. I got up this morning and made homemade flour tortillas for the first time ever. They turned out pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna make them again tonight with tacos. I need to perfect it, but it turned out pretty good.
Nice.
And I made a coffee cake. I was going to make rolls this morning, or biscuits, and I was like, no, I'm just going for tortillas. I really want to perfect the tortillas. That's all I've done. I think we've all gained 10 pounds since then. I've watched every show. For someone that doesn't watch TV, I've discovered more and more on Netflix.
Yeah.
Including I got Rick to watch Where the Crawdad Sings.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, love the movie.
I really liked it. I remember reading the book in school, and so I went and saw the movie when it came out, and I enjoyed it.
The book was not a thing when I was in school.
Yeah. Well, the book is always better, but...
Is it? The movie was great.
It was. I thought that I love it when a movie does a good job about, the
little girl that played her was just, at every age, was just great.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give away the ending, but the ending was surprising. Yeah. And so Rick had to sit through it, and he's just like, what do you have me watching? And then every time there was a scene where she was like maybe going to have sex or like it was getting whatever, Rick is, he's stir crazy at this point. So he's going to hump the air. He's going to get up and dance. He's going to yell, get that.
Get it.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm always like, you're the one I picked, huh? That's the one I went with.
That's your man?
Yeah.
That's your
and
man?
he's seen that TikTok, so now he quotes it. That's your man. You're going to stand by that? I'm going to stand by that. He imitates it because he knows how ridiculous he is.
Oh, I think about that all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, that's my man.
I chose this.
And then he's walking around in pajama pants, which we're not used to. And he's not a pajama or shorts guy, so it's weird. So he's walking around in pajama pants with socks with flip-flops. And so yesterday he comes downstairs and Zaylee's like, what is going on? Because he's always dressed. He's always in.
Who are you?
Yes. It's been funny. It's like we've gotten to see a new side. This is our first snow in. In 10 years of dating, we've never been
snowed in together?
Snow or iced in.
Yeah,
it's never happened. So he's liking the eating. It's going well. I haven't killed him yet. I've watched, I don't even know how many episodes of, what's it, New Girl?
Yeah. I haven't watched that.
I had never seen it before. It's really funny. I was laughing out loud, and Rick is like, "This is so dumb, ha 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 ha," and then he's laughing. I'm like, "Oh, it's so dumb," and he's laughing at it. He liked it. He's a liar.
I laughed out loud. I saw one of your posts from your birthday weekend when you quoted taking a picture of that grill on the truck, and you were like, Rick's like, you take the pictures of the dumbest stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, say cheese.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I roast the man on a regular basis. There's no lie about
Somebody's
that.
got to. You got to keep him humble.
So what have you been doing during Icemageddon?
Well, I actually got snowed in at one of my best friend's house, Mary Lee. I got snowed in at her house because I went over to her house on Monday because we always walk together in the mornings. And so my car was there because she took me to work because I did not want to drive because any kind of inclement weather, I don't want to drive anyways. Like on a sunny day, I already don't want to drive. So if it's raining, any kind of precipitation, I'm like, nope, sorry, can't come in.
Yeah, especially in this weather.
Yeah. But she took me to work, and then so I got snowed in over there. And which was fine because they were planning on going out of town. So I'm going to be house sitting for them. They're going to Florida, which they should have left earlier. Y'all should have left Sunday.
They're going to Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew they were going out of town. I didn't know they were going to Florida.
Yeah, they're going to Florida. Oh. So I'm house sitting for them, but they got snowed in too. So they were going to leave, but they haven't left yet. And so we've all been snowed in over there together. So, which is okay. I mean, I have my own room over there, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you can go.
So I can go to my room. But yeah, it's been interesting. But Marilee's been cooking too. She made us homemade waffles, and
they were homemade.
Yeah, and then she made some cookies that were delicious. She made some soup, some stew. It was like pea stew, but she added a whole bunch of stuff to it, like meat and other veggies and peppers and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so. And then I went
my whole life thinking I would not like pea soup, and I love peas, but I just couldn't bring myself to try it.
Oh, it wasn't pea soup. It was lentil soup.
Oh, lentil. Oh, well, I finally in my early 40s tried pea soups. I don't remember why, but I felt like I had to try it in front of somebody. And I was like, holy shit, this is good.
It was
I've been
amazing.
missing out.
Oh man. And she made homemade cornbread. And yeah, it's been nice. It was nice. And so they have a lot of land out there, and they have a clubhouse. They have a tree house, like a legit awesome one too.
What?
And we had to get a big ladder because they did have a swing that you can actually jump out of the tree house and swing out of, but that big branch broke down. And so we have to go get his ladder to get in it because it's like you can stand underneath it and look up, and they have one of those doors that opens up from the bottom, goes up. And so it was so cool. And this is awesome tree house, and it oh my gosh. And so we went out there and we swept it all out and cleaned it all out. And there were they haven't been up there for forever. I can't even remember the last time they were up there because there was old notebooks and stuff. And
that probably belonged to her kids or something.
They were some people that they know obviously, but and so she was taking pictures of them. They have some graffiti where they who wrote their names and did some there's a Texas somebody made a Texas and stuff. So they were taking pictures and sending it to them. It was really cool. We've had fun.
Y'all had an adventure.
Yeah, but and then it got too cold. We're like, oh, okay, we got to go back. Yeah. And I felt like we were walking through the woods, and of course, I don't know where we're going. They know the trails. I don't. So I'm like, we're gonna die out here, but it was fine.
You survived. I'm glad you made it.
But then today, I was so ready to get out of that house. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to civilization.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I must get out now. Let's do. I text Al and Amy too, and I was like, y'all want to record? Because if y'all want to record, I'm willing to. And they were no.
No.
I mean, Al did come and unlock because he had to do something with checks. Look, I ordered a drink from Terry via text a minute ago, and
He's got your text order.
y'all, I haven't been out of the house in days. And so as Kelly's talking, I realized my drink's getting a little bit low. And so I text Terry, you're awesome. You're the MVP, Terry.
I'm still good. I didn't know we had that option. I'm going to start drinking up.
It's like you don't even know Terry.
I know, right? I'll let you know. I'm going to start drinking faster, Terry.
I was like, I really think I need another drink before this podcast is over because I hadn't been out of the house. This is the closest thing to getting out of the party and I've been doing. So I was like, how can I make that Terry?
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I didn't think of that either. Because I'm sitting over here babying.
You don't have your phone.
Babying my drink. Yeah, that's true.
If you need another one, let me know. I got it in. That's what I'm saying. I got it in.
Kelly's ready for her second.
So you want to discuss my birthday weekend?
Oh, Zada's birthday weekend. How'd that go?
Well, it cost Rick a lot of money.
Oh, I bet it did. Well, that's good.
It was. Yeah, he did good care of me. But you and I had dinner on Thursday night.
Yes.
And I got home and Rick was already in bed asleep. But I did not know he was asleep because he fell asleep with the bathroom light on. And then I have this big gold light, my big light next to my vanity. Mm-hmm. He never leaves those lights on when he goes to sleep. And the TV was on. So I thought he was awake and just waiting on me. And it's like 9:30. And so I walk in like, I'm wearing cowboy boots and I'm putting my stuff down. I'm talking and I'm I think he's awake because that's not how he sleeps, and you can't see the person in bed from when you come up the stairs.
Yeah.
He was not awake. And Rick is not the type of person you want to wake up on accident because, I don't know how long he'd been asleep, but he was a little grumpy about it. And, he didn't, get rude or anything. He just kind of was like, I was asleep. Why are you making so much noise? Rah, rah, rah. And he was like, stomping around. So I was like, sorry. So he goes, he goes back to sleep, whatever. So when we wake up in the morning, he decides he's going to stomp around. And I don't care if you stomp around. I was getting up anyways. It was no difference to me, whatever. But he was kind of snappy about it. Like he was just rude that I woke him up. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to start my birthday that morning.
No.
So that put me in a foul mood for my birthday. And so I was pretty pissed off. And not crazy pissed off, but I was pissed off. I was just like, dude, don't start my morning like that, And he realized, I don't think it hit him yet. It was my birthday. It was so early. It was 4 a.m.
Yeah. He was like, oh, crap.
And it hadn't hit him quite yet. I don't think that it was my birthday. And he knew, but he wasn't awake yet. And so then he goes downstairs, do whatever he's doing. And then I go downstairs and I get downstairs and I normally make him breakfast. And I didn't make him breakfast because I did not like how he stomped around. I basically just rolled over and went back to bed for a while instead of getting up.
Well, there goes your breakfast.
Yeah. And so then he's thinking I drank too much and that's why I didn't make him breakfast. And he doesn't care if I make him breakfast. He's always like, you don't need to do it. I'm thankful. So that's not a big deal. But I do it. So he was like, that's what you get. You're probably out drinking too much. I was like, no, I wasn't. You were an asshole. So I wasn't making you breakfast, dude. That's all. And so I was mad. The man doesn't know how to apologize. His version of apology is to be extra nice, act like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
He will do something extra nice for me, or he will put me in a headlock. And
just went two different ways right there.
It's his love. That's his love language. He'll put me in a headlock and kiss the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't know why he likes to put his arms on my head when he's loving, but he does it in bed too, like when we're watching TV or just laying there looking at our phones or whatever. Or even trying to go to sleep. He'll just randomly put an arm on my face. And it is honestly his love language. He's being nice.
Yeah.
It's annoying as shit. It's like dating your older brother. He's picking on me.
Oh
but
God,
I know it's
funny.
his love language.
Yeah.
I know that's just him
that's
showing
just
love.
He likes, yeah.
I don't know why that's how he does it, but that's how he does it.
I know, right?
So, I usually just laugh it off. Whatever. And one of my favorite pictures of him is us at a wedding and he has me in a headlock. and it's a loving headlock.
It's a loving headlock.
And I'm obviously happy in the picture. So,
so apparently you like being headlocked.
I don't mind it. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind it.
And I have to say, I don't think I've ever tried that one out.
You should. It's fun. It's fun.
Okay,
And
well, I'm gonna be like, Dante, now just hear me out. This might sound weird.
let me show you a picture of what it should look like as a guy.
I'm gonna try something out.
I'm gonna need you to put me in a headlock.
Be open-minded about it.
Exactly.
You'd be like, are you getting your whip out again?
No, I need my head in a headlock. So he's like, so I'm pissed off when I go to work because I'm just like, I don't like how you started my day. And so, I go downstairs and I wake up the kids. And at this point, he's made himself breakfast. I'm like, time to get up. And Zaylee comes out of her room and she was like, happy birthday, Mom. And then it hit him.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I had to go back upstairs for something. And I came back down. He was like, I love you. Happy birthday. And I just slammed the door and left. Because I was like, no, I'm going to let you be uncomfortable all day.
You're going to let this stew for a minute.
Right. So I get to work and they're like, happy birthday. And how's your day going? I was like, well, I almost murdered my boyfriend this morning. I let him live. So that's good. But I'm pissed off. And so I tell them whatever. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's no big deal. I was like, it's not so much it's a big deal. It's that it was my birthday. And I'm being a spoiled brat. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he better not send me flowers because those are not birthday flowers. Those are apology flowers. They're like, well, what if you get flowers? How do you know they're not birthday flowers? And he didn't already order them. And I'm like, he does order me flowers frequently. He has a main flower person who's a friend of mine that owns a flower shop.
Yeah.
He's a flower guy. He will send me some flowers to work.
That's sweet.
And I'm talking big bouquets. I'm not talking a rose. And they're beautiful. They're always beautiful. And sure enough, first off, I go to lunch and I'm still pissed. And at this point, he's texted me 2 or 3 times how much he loves me and happy birthday. And I am like, fuck off, basically. And I'm getting madder and madder. And I shouldn't be because he's trying to de-escalate, but he can't say I'm sorry. He can say he just wasn't raised to say I'm sorry. We know who he came from, and that's just what it is. And it's an ongoing joke for 10 years that the man cannot say I'm sorry. Like, you ever seen that movie where someone's trying to say I love you and they just can't say it? Yeah. He can't say sorry.
Of Liar Liar whenever he can't tell a lie.
That's exactly what it is.
Trying so hard, but he can't.
He at one point told me he's sorry he made me mad.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm sorry for how you reacted to me, but that's not my fault.
It's exactly. And I told, So I didn't even mention, then I'm going to lunch. And I'm going to lunch and I have my playlist on. And one of my new favorite songs, which is not what you would expect from me, is the Miley Cyrus Flower song. Mm-hmm. Love this song. Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
It's a great vengeful song.
I mean, you can't not listen to it if you have a radio because
they do.
It's over and over and over.
But once you hear the story of the song, you like it a little bit more too. So I'm liking this song. So I posted on Facebook the song. And what is it called? What is her first line? I can buy my own flowers, right? I post it, and an hour later I get back to work, and the fucking flowers show up. And that lady brings in the flowers. She was like, "Are you Zada?" I'm like, "I don't want those."
Return to sender.
And she was like, I have to give them to you. And I was like, I don't want them. She was like, I have to give them to you. And I can't even see her. The flowers are so big. She's gone.
Please take these so I can see.
They're so big, it looks like a freaking funeral spray.
Wow.
So I'm like, so I get the flowers, I open up the card. And by then, and I work with all men.
Yeah.
So by then, all the men are coming around me. What did they say? What did he say? Did he say he's sorry? What did it say? I said, no, it's not going to say I'm sorry. He doesn't say I'm sorry. It's going to say everything in this card, but I'm sorry. And I hadn't read it yet. And they were like, it's going to say these are happy birthday flowers. It's not going to say I'm sorry because he ordered them beforehand. I said, no, he ordered them today. And they were like, no, not at all. I'm like, uh-huh. So I open up the card. Do I have it on me? No, it's another person. It says, I love you. Have a happy birthday. Love, your dumbass boyfriend. And I said, you see what I mean? These are not birthday flowers.
I love that he was already covering for something, though.
Yeah. It's not going to be, I'm sorry. I told you he is sorry. He's not going to say he's sorry. Which is an expensive gamble on his part because I get real expensive when you can't say you're sorry. I make you sorry for not saying you're sorry.
There you go.
You see how this works? So I'm like, I don't even want to see these flowers. Put them in the other room. So I make them put the flowers in the other room.
You are so
I'm mad.
petty. You're so funny. I love it.
I am petty.
You're earning your crown right
I
now.
am. Petty ass Queen Ellis County right here. So I'm like, mad about it, And I'm not responding to his text either. I'm mad. And so we were supposed to have dinner with Al and Amy. I come down with a migraine, and I really did come down with a migraine. Maybe because I was so pissed off. Maybe because all these crazy weather changes.
You were exerting so much energy at being pissed off.
And I don't ever really get headaches, but I got a headache. And I probably could have pushed through it and gone to dinner, but I was so mad at him. It just kind of meh, I'm not feeling this. You know what I mean? And I just really kind of wanted to keep my eyes closed because that was the only thing that helped. Mm-hmm. So I'm, annoyed. I get home, bring the flowers. I cannot tell you how hard it was to get that damn funeral spray home. It was massive. And I have my 2 kids in the car. Plus I've had this box in my back seat that has stuff that can't get wet, and it was rainy. Mm-hmm. And it was between my kid and a kid I pick up. So there's nowhere to put this massive flower arrangement. You know what I mean? So Zaylee, first I had to drive by myself with it, so I had to put it in a box and tape it in there like they do, and then Zaylee had to hold it, and it was hitting her in the face. It's massive. It is massive. So we get home. I put it not in a main room because I'm mad at him, and he comes home, and I'm in the garage, and he comes in, and he was like, "Did you get your flowers?" I was like, "Yes, I did." He was like, "Oh, did you like them?" I said, "You can shove them up your ass." I don't want flowers. I want an apology. I don't want flowers. I want, I'm sorry. That's what I want, is I want you to say, I'm sorry. And that's when he said, I'm sorry for making you mad. And I was like, those flowers are getting up on your casket. This is the direction we're heading in.
I'm glad you already got your funeral.
He was like,
flowers.
no, I love you. I didn't mean, blah, 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 blah. And it really was me overreacting at this point. At this point, I've gone too far, but I'm committed.
But yeah, you're committed now.
I know I've gone too far. At this point, I owe him an apology.
You got to ride that roller coaster.
But if you can't apologize, neither can I.
No,
It goes both ways. And so we're just at this point, and he just had a really good attitude about it, honestly. And at first he kind of argued back with me. He was like, "You were making all this noise last night." Da, 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 da. I was like, I didn't know you were awake. I mean, asleep. You left every light on and the TV was on. I thought you were awake. You knew I was asleep. And I really didn't care about that. It was just the point that
it's the principle of the matter.
So he still was going to argue it for a second. But then he backtracked and he was like, "Come on, let's just go to dinner. Let's go with your friends. Come on, let's go to dinner because we're supposed to have dinner with Al and Amy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, I've already canceled. I have a headache. I'm not going. I don't feel like going anymore."
You gave me a headache.
Yeah. So he was like, "Well, I'm disappointed because I thought, I really want to do something fun for your birthday." Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Rah," mad.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs and I'm pissed.
I like how he's turned you into a dinosaur now.
Yeah, I know. We're both growling.
Yeah.
He literally growled at me 2 hours ago. So I'm like, I go upstairs and I'm sitting there and I'm like, "No, this isn't fair. I'm going to go get a pedicure, and I'm going to get the most expensive pedicure. I'm going to get the Queen Sheba of pedicures." And those take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the pedicure of all pedicures. I had just gotten a pedicure 4 days before.
So it was unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary. But my pedicure lady and I are BFFs now. Okay. So so I call over there like, "Can I get a pedicure? Can y'all fit me in with my lady? I need to see my lady." And they're like, "Yes, we can. Yeah, she can get you in there." I was like, "Okay." So I get up there and to get my pedicure, and I'm like, "I'm gonna be gone my whole night. It's not even a problem. I get myself fast food on the way home, whatever."
Right.
So I go to get my pedicure, and I'm sitting there, and I don't say anything about what's going on. Obviously, I'm not venting to the pedicure lady. But then my dad called because it's my birthday to say happy birthday. So I'm telling my dad the story. Now, my dad loves Rick, loves him. They text more than my dad and I text. They've got a bromance.
Yeah.
And they're polar opposite of each other. My dad, big hippie. Rick, I don't know, bless his heart, macho man. So I'm telling my dad what's going on. And of course, my dad's siding with Rick because he loves Rick. And he was like, "Oh, don't be so hard on him. He's such a good guy, blah, blah, blah." I think his exact words were, "Don't be a bitch." And so I'm telling him, but of course I'm dramatic. So I'm telling my dad the whole story. It's very similar to me telling you, but a lot more cuss words.
Yeah.
And there's an older lady 2 seats down from me, and then there's a black lady across from me, and then there is the ladies. There's one lady getting her nails done, and then the ladies that work there, and one guy that works there.
So they're all getting filled in.
They're all getting filled in. And none of them had spoken to me except for my lady the whole time. I'd even tried to converse with two of them, like, you know how I am.
Yeah, you're very.
They weren't
talkative.
biting.
No, they were enjoying their stuff.
So I was like, oh, cool. So then Dad called and I fill him in. So I hang up, and I mean, in the phone call, a different lady than my normal lady brings me a refill of wine.
She's like, you need this.
And then I down it, and she comes right back with more wine in the bottle.
That is good customer service right there.
So then when I hang up, she comes over and high fives me. The lady that works there. That's not my lady.
Yeah.
And the older lady 2 seats over, she was like, girl, what are you doing next? What's the plan? Are you going to the stock show tomorrow?
I need to know.
And the black lady across is like, you could write a book. You are a funny storyteller. And I was like, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. And they were like, who are you talking to? I was like, my dad. Because I will say anything to my dad.
Yeah. No filter.
Yeah, none at all. And by the time I left, I had a team of Vietnamese ladies that were ready to take Rick out.
You say the word.
Yeah, they were ready to go.
They knew.
I was tipsy. They would not leave me alone with the wine. They were not playing. I was like, good thing I'm not going out. Because
it's a good thing you live right across the street, too.
I literally live. I told her, I was like, good thing I live across the street. That's exactly what I said. So
I have walked there many times from your house.
Yeah. It's literally 2 buildings away.
Yeah, it's great.
So I'm like, okay, so I go. So I leave there, and I'm like, I guess I'm getting well, no, I went home. And by then I realized maybe I've taken this too far. And I'm tipsy, so I'm happy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, I go 20 feet away from my nail salon to my home. And I'm not even kidding y'all. It's really super close. And I get there. He's asleep. It's like 7:30 and he's asleep. So I'm not going to wake him because he's asleep. And Lord knows that was a problem.
Yeah. Let sleeping bears lie.
So I was like, I guess I'm just going to get taco casa. So I went and got taco casa and got a taco salad.
Oh, my God.
And that's what I had for my birthday dinner.
Your birthday was very interesting.
Yes. So then next morning.
Not what I first saw at all.
Not me either. So the next morning we wake up and we're both in a better mood and we make up. It's all fine. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to the stock show because that was the plan. Yeah. And his daughter was showing a heifer for her college thing. And I was like, you're getting me something today. He goes, I already knew this was coming. I said, good, because I'm going to get a new hat. I want a custom cowboy hat today. And he was like, I knew that's what you were going to say. He goes, I knew it was going to be boots or a hat. I said, I have more boots than hats, so we're going for a hat. And he was like, okay, let's do it. I said, okay. And he spent the whole day taking me from place to place looking at custom hats.
Nice.
I got anything I wanted that I asked for. I'm telling you, his apology, instead of I'm sorry, he had to spend about $1,000.
You know what? I'm kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Happily. Didn't say a word. And because you know how he is, I got him to take me to not 1, but 2 bars that day.
Wow.
Because Rick is not that guy. Not anymore. And so we went to the stock show and hung out with his daughter, and then we went shopping, but it was so freaking crowded in the stock show that I was like, this is too much for me. And I saw some hats I liked, and I wanted one that was custom shaped my way, and it was just so crowded. I was just like, I don't want to be in this crowd while I wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, or they'll be rushing because they have some people in line, and then like I can't go back and get it dealt with if I don't like how it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm weird about my hats, y'all. And so I was like, okay. And I had on my hat that I got from my brother when he passed away that I love. And I wanted a hat shaped like that again, but I wanted a chocolate brown. There's a few other colors thinking about, but chocolate brown was what I had in my head. So I'm like, that's what I want. And so I was like, let's go to the stock yards, which those of y'all not from Texas or Fort Worth, there's a Fort Worth stock show and rodeo, which they do once a year, which is a big deal. And they show all kinds of animals, and then they do the rodeo. And there's if you like Western style, it's like every vendor Western style is selling their stuff there, that kind of stuff. And, but that's only once a year. But in Fort Worth, they also have the stock yards. And that's more of a bar scene, concert scene, good food, and some shopping. And when you go, there's a lot of people. Like the last time I was there was a bunch of, I don't know how to pronounce this, so forgive me, Hasidic Jewish people. I don't know how to say it.
Me neither.
But they're the ones that have the curls on the sides of their head, and like I think they're very more old school, traditional. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they were all there, but there was a bunch, and you don't ever see that in Fort Worth or Texas. And there was a ton of them, and they were just amazed by Fort Worth. So they were really nice people. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was the last time I was there. The time before I was there, for some reason, there was a lot of Asian people, and I'm talking no English, like they had gone there for vacation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it has to do with time of year or what it is. Maybe. Well, this time, I don't know where these people were from. I want to say they look like they were Italian. Bunches of them. And it's funny because they get there and they all want cowboy hats and they want boots and they have money. Yeah. So they're not buying. Some of them are buying like the cheap little $20 hat you can get that's like pink with like feathers on it, you know.
Yeah.
But others are walking up there and buying $1,000 cowboy hats that they're never going to wear again.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And they don't know what to order or how to do it or like what, you know what I mean? But props to them for, you know, liking our culture. I don't know.
Yeah. Support.
Yeah. Well, I knew this one place. I've bought a lot of boots from this place in the stock show before. They have a good selection. So I went down there and I found the hat I wanted. And I tell the guy I want to get it shaped like the hat I have on. And he was like, that's an extra hard shape. And we charge for that. They don't normally charge for it if you're buying a new hat from them.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is the one I want. This is what we're going to do. And I said, money's no object. Yeah. Rick lost it. I was like, oh, money's no object.
I love being able to say that.
And so
I don't care how much it is.
Yeah, I didn't even ask the price.
Who asked that?
What I did was, let me feel that one. Because I know what a good hat feels like. Yeah. I know what a 2X compared to a 100X because I had a 100X on my head, which is a very expensive hat. And I was like, let me feel that. So I finally found one good enough quality. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's the one I want. And I get it and it's shaped and everything. And Rick the whole time was like, you're not going to ever have a hat that beats the one on your head.
Oh, it's true.
I was like, I do agree. But I like to have it in a different color too.
I want to have a close runner up.
I need a backup, babe. Yeah.
I want that first place and second place to be like by a hair.
Yeah, right.
You won by a hair.
But he did like it and he was happy for me and he would have bought me anything, honestly, at that point. I made him get a beer with me in the stockyards. And then he was willing to stay the whole night in the stockyards. And I was like, nope, let's go out to eat somewhere away from all these people.
That's
so
good.
We are heading back to eat and we were going to get Italian and it was too busy. So we went to that Twisted Sister place in Midlothian.
Yeah, nice.
And he had never been there, obviously. And we walked in there. Of course, I knew a waiter because everywhere I go. And we had a great time. But it was a brewery type thing.
Yeah.
And not brewery, is it? It's everything's on tap, but they don't make it themselves.
No, they have
all
it
Texas
imported.
Beers.
And then it's a pizzeria. They have pizza ovens.
Fancy pizza.
Oh, very, very good.
Yeah, Rick was like, just pick one for me. I don't know what to do here. This is all weird stuff. And he goes, don't pick anything weird. I was like, it's all weird. What do you mean?
The least weird thing. You want me to get you a cheese pizza?
Yeah. So he liked it though. Everything. He really liked it. He was like, we got to come back here. He had a great.
It is so good. And I would recommend that to anybody around the area. If you haven't been to Twisted Sisters.
Yeah. Midlothian, go.
It's so good food. Amazing. You're going to
locally owned.
You'll be able to find something that you drink. Even if you're not a beer drinker, they have all kinds of different stuff on tap.
And the service is impeccable.
The atmosphere is good. The bathrooms are clean.
Yeah, let's get to priorities.
I don't know. Did they have hooks for purses? I think that was
they do.
They do. Oh my! And they
well, we didn't sit at the bar, but like, it's funny you say that because we sat at a regular table, like in the middle of the restaurant. But there are tables that are up against the wall where they have like bench seating up against the wall, and there's a hook between each bench. And it took me a second, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh my god, it's a hook for a purse."
That's right up there on when I'm rating restaurants or bars. That is right up there on the list.
And it's rare you see it at tables, not just at the bar.
That's awesome.
And so Rick kept making jokes about everything in there being, that's Twisted Sister. So when I was like, there's hooks on the wall, he was like, that's Twisted Sister. I was like, shut up.
What a dork.
But we had a good time. And then I look on Instagram while we're sitting there waiting for a check, and I see that his brother, Brad, is going to be at the Oasis, which is another bar in Midlothian, or an actual bar in Midlothian, because a friend of theirs' band was going to play. And so he was like, oh, everybody come up and see us, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And his brother lives in Fort Worth, and at this point we're back in Ellis County, which for those of you that have no clue what I'm talking about, it's about a 25-minute drive. And so I'm like, all highway. So I was like, oh, Brad is going to be at Oasis. Do you want to go see Brad? I know he doesn't want to go to a bar. Rick does not, but he will go somewhere if his brother's there.
Yeah.
He was like, okay. I was like, really? You know how the character for him this is.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And I've never been there, and I knew it was kind of divey, but that's cool. That's the places I like, and he likes when he does go. So we went in there, and we were definitely dressed nicer than anyone else, and we were not dressed up. For us.
It's okay. I understand that feeling. I'm always the most dressed person in a room.
And so we stood there for a while, but his brother, as usual, was very late. We had like 2 drinks, and his brother was very late. And by then, we're old people, and we were tired, so we went home. And but it was great. I mean, we had a really good day, and it really turned around from the day before. And bless his heart, I cost him a lot of money.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it costs you when you're a man and you don't know how to say sorry.
But if you can just say, I'm sorry.
That's his sorry language.
Is that what that is?
I think that
it is.
works.
It is. He's trying. And I told him, I was like, I know why you're like this. You were raised where no one around you said they're sorry. And to you, it's like admitting defeat.
Yeah.
And it's not defeat. It's communication. And so he's like, and so what was he? Something today. He goes, yeah, I'm sorry. And I was like, what? And it was a small thing, but I was like, I didn't even know you could say that word. That's so weird.
Do you know what that means?
Did you even hear yourself? Did something happen?
Hey, it's baby steps, man. You got to start somewhere.
Baby steps. So we, and then Saturday, I don't even know what we did Sunday. I rested all day. I don't know. He cooked for me. I know that, but we had a good day. So that was my birthday weekend. That's what we did.
So there was another birthday this weekend. It was Dante's birthday on Saturday. And you want to hear the polar opposites between you and his birthday.
Yes, go.
He was actually able to get off for his birthday, which that's a dream come true right there. I mean, the man works nonstop, but he got his birthday off. So, of course, since he got his birthday off, what did he want to do? Absolutely nothing.
He's Rick.
But that's just him.
Well, Rick doesn't want to do nothing. He just doesn't want to do anything I want to do. Let me
he doesn't want to be celebrated. He's not a birthday person. I didn't even think that we would do anything. He had his kids, so we did go out to eat all together, but that was it. That's all we did. The rest of the time he wanted to chill because he's tired. He's not working and he had his kids at home. He didn't have to go do anything. And so he was just chilling out. And so that's what we did all weekend. We just chilled out. We were watching football, and I'm not that I'm against football. I like football, but I don't watch anything, and I definitely don't watch sports. So he had football on, and a lot of times, like once he gets done watching a game, he'll give me the remote so I can like find something if I want to. But we're laying there, and he ends up. I'm watching football with him, and then I hear him start snoring. So obviously he's not watching football anymore, and so he ends up like rolling over towards me, and he's not even looking at and I was like, You're not even watching football anymore. He's like, no. So he like goes to grab the remote to give it to me. I was like, no, I'm invested now. I have to see who wins. And then he's laughing. And so he falls asleep for a while, but then he wakes back up and he sees that I'm still watching football. And he was like, what
the hell is going on? Yeah, no. I'm so thankful Rick doesn't watch football or any sports. He understands them and he used to play them. He likes sports when he's in them. He doesn't want to watch other people play them.
Dante he doesn't watch a lot of sports. The most sports he watches, he goes and watches his kids play sports because they play all kinds of stuff. But he will watch football. That's his one thing he likes to sit and watch. But it's not like you're watching something with somebody so you can like banter back and forth about who's going to win and who's not going to win because he's social. He doesn't care who wins. He's just want to watch it. So I'm like, who do you want to win this game? And he's like, I really don't care. I like both of these teams. And then the next game, I was like, well, who do you want to win this one? Oh, I really don't care. I like both of these teams. I'm like, I want something to fight with you about.
He is a Saturday Night Live character.
Oh my God, it is impossible
to
argue with
what's the character on Saturday Night Live, Debbie the Downer? He's the opposite.
I know.
He's hit Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky.
I know. He is the chill. I've said this so many times. He is the chillest person I have ever met in my entire. Nothing throws this man.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. Even like work, people can get fired up about work, and he can, but he's not even ticked off. Like he'll explain things to me about work that, could be ticked off, but he's just doing it. He just likes talking about it. He's not even really mad about it. He just thinks it's fun.
He's just telling you.
He just thinks it's fun to sit there and gossip about it.
Yeah.
It's not that he's actually even mad about it. I don't think I've ever seen this man mad. We've never had an argument. We've had times that we've had disagreements or like miscommunication but it's always usually me, obviously, because I'm the woman and I'm overthinking things and whatever. I have
like, you don't argue with me enough. Do you even love me?
That's what I'm saying. My biggest thing is like,
you're too nice. What's wrong?
We already figured that out. He's a murderer.
Yeah, all right. That's what I forgot. Dang it.
That's why he's.
My mom used to say that about why she divorced my dad. Her reason she always told me growing up is he wouldn't fight with her.
It's funny that that's a thing.
I know.
But it definitely is.
I don't want to fight. I know it seemed like I did on my birthday, but I didn't want to fight. He just started the war and I had to finish it.
I'm sorry.
I didn't want it started.
I don't make the rules. I just follow them, okay?
Yeah. I was like, no.
No.
Well, yeah. So you're the opposite.
Yeah, I had a
weekend.
super chill weekend. And then it's just whatever. I love the man; he's awesome. But
Yeah.
I was glad that I did not get snowed or Icemageddoned in there with his kids though, because I cannot be Icemageddoned in with teenagers.
Well, also, someone's going to cook.
Yeah,
And you don't want to cook. You are the person who likes to be where someone's going to cook for you.
I am. I like to be the pet. Okay,
Yeah.
and so if I'm living in a household, I'm the pet. I love to do things that help towards a household. Like I love to clean.
Right.
Not that I love to clean, but I really do. I like things to be nice and clean and orderly and tidy. I got that from my mom. She's like OCD. So everything needs to have its place,
Right.
And everything needs to be clean. That's impossible to do in teenagers in the household.
It's very
okay.
hard.
You cannot do it. If
I'm just now getting the hang of it.
If they do not clean up after themselves, it is ridiculous. And I'm not going to clean up after them. I'm not going to pick up their clothes out of the bathroom floor.
Amen.
I'm not going to wipe down the toilet seat after a boy peed on the, I'm not going to do these things that are not my children. I'm not doing that. Okay.
Right.
I'm not wouldn't do it if it was my own children. I'm like, you better get in there and you better clean that bathroom. Cause that's how my mom taught me.
Yeah.
If I was cleaning the bathroom, as she taught us to clean the bathroom, she stood there and she showed us every single step. And then you had to do every single step and it was clean. Okay. And if you came out of that bathroom and you left stuff on the floor, oh no, you were not going to do that. Okay.
Right.
So I went from a household like that to a household. He doesn't, not
didn't
that
do
he
that.
doesn't make them do things. He will if they're wanting
Yeah,
something.
but he's chill. How's he? He's not. He's always going to be Mr. Chill.
I know. And
He's
I
like,
can't, I'm not going to
okay,
do it.
honey, you don't have to. Let's
know-
chill out over here.
I'm not going to be like, why is there trash in the trash can? Why is it overflowing? That would never go in my house or in where I grew up in. There's not going to be an overflowing trash can.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken out, and it's going to be taken out to the trash bins outside, and there's going to be a bag in there at the end
You really
of it.
did get some PTSD from this temporary mom thing, because everything you're saying is straight up normal mom shit, and it is annoying. It's the reason we all are crazy.
And if I just spent the time getting all the dishes out of the sink into the dishwasher, and then your next move is to come and put dishes in the sink, oh my freaking God. That dishwasher is not started yet. Put those freaking I'm not even telling you have to rinse it out. Just put it in the dishwasher. Why would you just saw me? The sink is empty. Why would you come and put that? And if it's a bowl of cereal, is it dumped out? No, it's not. There is milk freaking mildewing in the bowl. How hard is it to freaking pour the milk down the sink and rinse out the bowl?
I've never seen this side of you,
Oh
Kelly.
my gosh.
But I get why you moved out. Can I move out? Because this is what I deal with every day. Can I move out?
That's what I don't know how moms do it, because
We had ice day. Yesterday was the first full shutdown day, right? And we get up and I make breakfast for everybody. Everybody's up early. I said, ice day. And they're like, yeah, guess what we're going to do? What? And I was like, we're going to start with your bathroom.
we're cleaning.
And then we're going to move ourselves over to your bedroom. And you get those clothes and stick them in the laundry. And we cleaned our ass off for 6 hours because I didn't clean my birthday weekend. House wasn't dirty. Now, their rooms were not good. But that's the only part of the house. Why do I still have 6 hours worth of work?
I don't know.
Why do I still have shit to do? And I don't know either. How do you have that clean a house and still have shit to do? Because, you got to do maintenance. You got to wash the rugs. You got to wash your bedding. You got to wash the towels. You've got to sweep. You've got to mop. You've got to dust. And that alone is time consuming. So if you have a cereal bowl hidden under your desk or in your sock drawer, which has happened before in my house, and I find it when I go to put away your clean laundry, because that's happened, I want to murder you. I'm willing to. I have 4. I can give up 1.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand it, and I do not. I get you. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Yep, that's why I'm running away.
Yeah,
because I can.
At one point yesterday, because my daughter has a jacuzzi tub in her bedroom, and it's always a problem cleaning it because it's so big.
Yeah,
and she's a teenager, and I mean it's a big jacuzzi tub. It's big, and so I was like, yesterday I was like, we're cleaning the jacuzzi. Both of us. So we're in there in Crocs, pajama shorts, and tank tops in the middle of this Icemageddon because we're getting wet, scrubbing down the jacuzzi. She's like, we're done. Are we done? I was like, no. Do you see that? We're not done. We're getting I'm in there with her. Yeah. Like, you can't play. I'm in here with you. You think I want to do this? My bathroom's clean.
Exactly.
My room is clean.
Oh my gosh. That's the one thing I cannot wait to have my own space just so I can walk into a clean bathroom for once with not something on the floor.
Well, don't let a man move in because now I got it.
I cannot. And I didn't think that was such a big deal, but it really is, you know, and I know it's not to anybody else but me, so I don't want to make it a big deal. But I was never allowed to leave something on the bathroom floor.
It's a big deal to we're all living this life. We're all in this together. This is why moms buy each other wine.
I know, but
this is why when a mom is crying in a parking lot, we let her.
Yeah. You just. I feel you, girl.
Yeah,
I was not cut out for the mom life. I was not.
I believe you after that rant. I've never seen that side of you. Mom Kelly is not normal for us.
Okay, I can't.
And Rick is real anal about his toothpaste. And so we don't always share toothpaste. But if I run out, I'll use his. And then I'll forget to get some because I've got it because I'm using his. But he's really anal about how you get it out of the toothpaste. And if any of it is outside of like the squirter part, like if you get any of it near the cap... there's going to be a problem. Yeah. He's really anal about it, right? So he goes, on Sunday, Sunday morning, he's brushing teeth. He goes, did you mess up the toothpaste because you were mad at me? Because he'd been in trouble? I was like, no. He goes, I think you did.
I think you're that level of
And I was like, I mean, I noticed it and I didn't clean it because I was mad at you. I was like, you don't understand. I got my hands in every pot in this house, okay?
Right.
Without me, nothing happens, okay?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. And this morning when I made tortillas, he comes down. You know, he's half Hispanic, and his abuela is an amazing cook. And so I didn't tell him I was making fresh tortillas. And I was thinking about it all night. I was excited. I'm going to get up. I'm going to make some tortillas. All right, let's make this happen. So I get down there. I get up way before him because I just do. I get up down there, and I'm making the tortillas and everything, following like YouTube things. I researched it. Different options.
Yeah.
And I heard two different things. One, you roll everything up in a little ball and then you let it sit for like 20 minutes. Or you make one big ball, let it sit for 20 minutes and then like squeeze off each ball and make them small. So I went with that one because that's the one I saw the most of. Mm-hmm. I don't know the difference, you know. He comes downstairs and he's like, you didn't make little balls? That's what my grandma does.
Isn't it so funny how when you have something a certain way, that's the way you're supposed to do it?
Right. I turned to him. I was like, I'm white. Grandma's not white. I'm white. Send Grandma over here to help me, okay? Right? I'll take the help. But I'm trying, all right? I'm pigment challenged. Give me a minute. He really did. He really did like the tortillas, so it worked out well.
I love some tortillas. That was one of my favorite things to do is make homemade tortillas. I remember doing that with my grandparents. And then my dad.
My mom could make them, and I just never learned from her. I don't know why that didn't happen. But I'm glad she taught me all the other things she did. So, but not tortillas. So we're working on it. We're going to get better. I'm going to perfect this.
I can't wait. I want to.
You will be in on it. You'll be on it. So we're going to talk about Valentine's next.
It's officially February.
Yay! Valentine's.
Some people love it. Some people hate it. What do y'all think? Valentine's Day, yay or nay? I don't know.
I'm one of those people. It's not that important.
Me neither. I like it because I love candy. So if I have somebody in my life that's going to buy me candy, then I'm super excited about it. And even if I don't have anybody in my life to buy me candy, then I just buy it for myself, or I wait till the next day when it all goes on sale, and then I'm super happy. So really, it can go either way. And I've had times in my life where I didn't have a boyfriend, so I really didn't care about Valentine's Day because I didn't have, I would just celebrate with my girls, and we had Galentine's Day. So you can always do that. But I guess if you don't have any friends,
Rick is always like, it's a commercial thing, but he always does stuff for me. So he realizes it's a commercial thing, but he didn't want to be the boyfriend that didn't do anything.
It's a catch-22. So what are you going to do? You can both be in the mindset of it's stupid, but then you still both feel obligated to do something.
Yeah. So I usually just do something small, like I'll make him something, sweet that he likes a lot, or I'll just something that not something goofy. But it's more about the kids. My mom always, and it's not supposed to be about the kids, but my mom for holidays like that, including she always made me all of us a homemade Valentine's card out of those little like doilies that are shaped like hearts.
Yeah.
And she would put glitter and do this cute stuff. And she'd get us maybe a little ceramic heart or something like that, you know, a little candy heart, whatever. It's nothing big, but she always did something for each kid.
Yeah.
And so I always did that for my kids because my mom always did it for me. And my kids really like Valentine's for that reason. And they know they're not getting anything big. You know what I mean? And so that's really where I spend my focus on Valentine's. I could care less about
Me too.
any of the traditional
I usually,
stuff.
for me and Dante have been together a couple of years, and I usually I think the first Valentine's Day, I painted him something. Last Valentine's Day, I think I made him a card. And this Valentine's Day, I drew myself as a pinup in a martini glass. And
it was good. She showed me.
That's going to be his Valentine's Day. I hope
that is very good. I have no plans for Rick. I'll buy him chocolates. He likes chocolate. You know, I'll bake him something. I don't know, something he likes.
See, that would be me. I'll
make him a cobbler's. It's got to be something a grandma would make.
Yeah.
In fact, he made the comment the other day. I have all these old cookbooks that were from my family when my mom died, my grandma, and everybody else. And they're from San Saba, where my family's from. And they're all like church ones that they would like sell for money to raise money for the church or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I have tons of those different, all from San Saba. And they're filled with recipes of people in my family. Because, and they're all, I mean, they can be 40 years old. Like some are from 5 years ago, some are from 40 years ago. And all different family members. And so during COVID, we were locked up and I had all my adult children home and my bonus boys home. We decided to do one recipe a week. So everyone would pick out one recipe a week from one of those books and just try an old recipe and see if we love something. And so Rick started looking through them a few weeks ago. He goes, I think we need to try a recipe a week. He didn't even know we did that. Let's just try. These old ladies know what they're doing. We need to.
They do.
We do it their way. We need to do it their way. I said, you know what? We did that during COVID, and this is what we learned. They used to eat a lot blander.
Yeah.
And I don't eat like that. And so I realized I couldn't follow the directions exactly.
They didn't know what to do with all the spices.
No.
If it wasn't salt and pepper or a little basil.
As far as they got was allspice. Like, what the fuck is allspice?
That's as crazy as it got back then.
It's all the spices?
All the spices.
Yeah. So he'll get some kind of little baked good of some kind or, I don't know, meat. I don't know. Meat. He's going to get meat, y'all. What are you going to do?
You're going to make him some of his venison, make him happy.
I have venison currently sitting on the counter for tacos tonight. And my son, bless his heart, raised around deer hunting, raised around deer meat. Like, he's been eating deer meat his whole life. I've been eating deer meat my whole life. This is my 15-year-old. To be 16 this month. He says the other night we're at dinner and we're talking about different kinds of meats. And he goes, yeah, I heard venison's good. I said, you think?
Do you know what that is? You know where it comes from?
I said, what do you think about your chili you're eating right now? That's venison. I said, venison is deer meat, honey. He goes, it is? I said, what did you think of venison was? I don't know.
What kind of animal do you think that came from?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know.
Something exotic.
I was like, you've literally been eating venison you're eating it as we're talking about venison.
I have to say, venison does sound a little bit more exotic than a deer, though.
Well, that's probably why they did it.
If it was your first time you ever heard it, I don't think that I would have just gone straight to deer.
But his mother grew up on a deer lease.
I know. It really doesn't surprise me that he didn't know that.
He didn't know. And I was like, okay. And Rick just lost it. He was like, this morning he comes down and I'm trying to be quiet. I like to get up really early because normally I get up before anyone else, or Rick will get up with me, but he'll go to the bathroom forever to take care of his man business and to shower. And so he'll go to do that. And whenever while he's upstairs doing that, I'm making breakfast. And part of the reason I like making breakfast in the morning is I'm all alone. So I go down there at about 4:10 every morning and do it. And I get 45 minutes by myself, every morning. And it's almost like a meditation. I like to cook. I like to cook people I love. I don't like breakfast food. I'm not tempted to eat it. So it works out. I'm just down there chilling. So I make myself a cup of coffee or a thing of coffee and, get my coffee going. And then I make my breakfast and I'm like chilling. No. For some reason, they want to wake up on holidays and snow days. So
why does that always happen?
I don't know. But this moment I was downstairs, they were like,
oh my gosh.
You would have thought I opened a bag of chips. They're all down there. And my son is immediately talking loud. And he's just like, everything out of his mouth is really loud.
Yeah.
Slamming cabinets. I'm like, dude, it is early. And Rick was upstairs and had a migraine. So I was like, I need you to take it down a level. And he could not take it down a level.
There's no
he's
level.
He's over there. My son's autistic. I guess it's the autism in him, but if you knew his dad, just kind of how his dad is too. He was like, in 1908, there was this trap, and it's the most Americanized, like the most American type invention I've really ever heard of. See, what they did was they took this trap and they worked it. I mean, like he goes into like this rat trap from 1908 and how American of an invention it was. At 5:30 this morning in my kitchen at top level loudness.
Wow.
I was like, listen, son.
I'm not ready for this.
This is very interesting, but I need you to leave the room. I need you to go back to your room until 7 a.m. because I did not come in here to visit. I love you so much. But did you read the front? Because I had on my apron.
You had on your Tyler Childers apron.
Yes. And I was like, I did not come down here to visit quite yet. But I love you. We go back to your room.
I'm like, you know what this is right here? This is a context clue. Yeah. This is what you need to look at first. You see this invention right here? This is 2023. And this is very Zada inspired. You need to look at this first.
Yeah. And he knows it. We've discussed it a million times. Then Zaylee comes out and she starts talking. I said, listen, honey, I'm very interested in what you have to say. And at 7, you can say it. Until then, I need you to go back in your room. I did not come down here to visit. She was like, well, I was just going to sit here. No. Love you. I love you so much.
But no, you were not just going to sit there.
But I need you to go back in your room. Because I'm trying to be quiet because Rick is asleep. And because I'm trying to be quiet because I'm trying to listen to this podcast, which I had going. And I'm trying to get my day going. And I do not, it's too much. Y'all are overstimulating me. Okay, I understand. Once you say overstimulation, she gets it.
Yeah.
So she's gone. She's back to her room. That's how my morning was this morning. I said, going forward, don't come out of your rooms unless I say breakfast is ready.
Wait for the triangle.
Yes. I took a nap yesterday. I was like, everybody in the house, I am taking a nap. I am taking a nap. Do not wake me. Do not come upstairs. Unless the house is on fire. I don't want to know what's going on. Yes, ma'am. I accidentally slept till 6:30.
Wow, they really let you?
Yes. And Rick fell asleep
That's
too.
surprising.
Yeah. So we woke up. I was like, oh shit, I got to make dumplings. I'd already made the chicken, so it worked out fine. But that's
Oh, so with it being February, we also have something else important coming up.
Girls Weekend.
Girls Weekend. Whoop, whoop, I can't
whoop.
wait. I'm so excited.
It's been a minute.
I haven't checked on my calendar because you know how I'm doing every other Friday at work now, and that lands on one of mine that I'm off.
I didn't even know you were doing every other.
I didn't tell you that?
No, I'm out of the loop.
Oh, I guess I thought I said it on here too because I was off every Wednesday and every Friday for a while, but now starting in January I started doing every other Friday for them because they really like having me there on Fridays, and I like being there Fridays. It's so much fun. We always do something like super
and every
fun.
other Friday seems like a good balance.
Yeah, that's why I was like, let's just do that. And so that happens to land on one of the Fridays that I'm off to. So
good. Okay, so we're going the weekend of the 17th, 16th, 18th, whatever it is. We're going to this. We're having a girls' weekend at the cabin, and it's like a combo birthday party for me and Erica. And so was it Eric? It was Erica. Erica starts a group text.
Oh my gosh, do not get me started on that.
Yes. And Erica knows how Mary feels about group text. And she knows how Kelly feels about group text. And I don't care about group text. I'll just ignore them. I'll respond here and there, but not overly.
I can't ignore them. I try to ignore them and I can't.
But Mary hates them as much as you do.
I loathe them. They literally, I can love somebody.
Yeah.
I love you. You send me a group text and I want to murder you. I want to punch you in the face and I want to break your nose.
Well, the best part was Erica knows this. So Erica she says ahead of first off, I didn't know that Kelly was on it. I just assumed Erica knew better. So I didn't even.
You remember? I didn't even give her my new number for the longest time because I knew that this was going to happen. And so I finally okay, we can give her my number. I think she understands. Apparently, she didn't understand.
No, so she sends out the group text. She goes, "Okay, everybody." She's the one planning this girls' weekend. That's the thing she did for me. It was supposed to be my birthday girls' weekend, and I think it was Jen's idea originally, if I understood it correctly. But Erica's like, I'm going to run with it and take care of it so you don't have to stress. You always have to plan everything. I'll take it. And I was like, awesome. Take it. Whatever. And cool. And then she started the group text, and I saw Mary was on it, and she said, I didn't realize you were. I don't know how I didn't catch that. I guess because Mary responded and you didn't.
I will not respond to it.
And so she said, Mary hates group text. Keep this limited. I think she said something along the line. It was like, it was a
refuse
warning.
to look at it.
Very first text was, Mary doesn't like this. Save this for important parts of it only. And so I'm like, smart. That's real smart. It did not work.
No,
That's shit. Beep, 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 beep,
I
beep,
tell
beep,
you what,
beep,
I
beep,
was
beep,
laying
beep.
in bed with Dante when it started going off, and my phone was like diddling, 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 and I looked over at him. He looked over at me. He's like, "Uh-oh." I was like, "That."
I was like, are these bitches not listening to the podcast?
I think I even cussed, and he was like, because I don't ever cuss. I definitely hardly ever cuss around him, and he was like, "Oh my god!"
When I talked to Erica
he got
about
up
it
and
later,
left the room.
I still didn't know. I did not know Kelly was on it until today, and I said, "There's a group text," and she oh, I know.
I know.
I was like, "You're on it?"
Yes.
I didn't even
And
know.
I'm literally this close to going and changing my number again. I'm not kidding.
Well, I don't think we'll have too much. So I called Erica.
But it's just I don't want anybody to have my number anymore. I'm like, this is why I don't give my number out to people, because I don't.
Well, no, Erica didn't even. I didn't call Erica. She called me. She called me about the weekend and everything. I said, Erica, the group text.
Why?
I said it's gonna. I didn't know you were on it yet, and I was like, it's gonna send Mary over the edge, and she's gonna be mean to someone.
Yeah,
because Mary will be mean. She doesn't.
She can't internalize it like I can. I can just bury it all down deep.
Mary's
She
gonna
cannot
lash
do
out.
that.
She's gonna lash out. Someone's gonna get their feelings.
She's already ruined the weekend for her.
So Erica's like, I know. I mean, I put the warning, and I said, and that was a really good idea. But you also added people that you knew
Are not going to follow that.
are not
warning.
going to follow the warning.
It's way too many people
She
for
goes,
that warning.
I know. It was my bad. I was like, it was definitely your bad. And she was like, okay, I'll pull that in. I was like, yeah, pull it way in.
Oh my gosh.
But in the group text was Erica's going to have a photographer there and wants us to take pictures. I don't know if it's for her album or what it is. So she was like, I need everyone to bring stuff for the pictures, which is obviously going to be Western-ish, not Western rock and roll-ish.
Yeah,
We're an eclectic
she
group.
said I think I did see that one. That was the first thing that when I opened up was the little whorehouse, best little whorehouse.
Best little whorehouse in Texas is the look we're going for, y'all.
Yeah.
So, which is perfect for us.
It really is.
I mean, my niece did get married in the house where the movie was filmed. And so she was like, we should have guns in the picture. And then Jen is like, oh, yeah, but pretend ones. I was like,
And
what?
we're like, why?
Who the fuck in this
are
group
you?
owns a pretend gun?
I think she's the only one that does.
Yeah. And she was like, you know,
and
and
pretend gun.
And
What
I was
good is
like,
a pretend
who
gun?
are you talking to? I don't even know. I could get my hands on a shot-off shotgun in like 2 minutes before I could get a fake gun.
Right? It's gonna be a
Just
lot
being
harder.
honest.
It's gonna be a lot harder for me to get a fake gun than it is a real one. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have one waiting up on the top of a mantle. Okay,
Exactly.
This
So-
is Texas. It's loaded.
Or I really, and so
It's not-
she
it's
has
not
a
loaded.
professional photographer going. Like these are going to be real pictures.
This is gonna be scary.
The beginning conversations about the girls' weekend was when it was just Erica and I talking about it, and she threw the idea at me, and I was like, "Yeah, take the ball and run with it." And she was like, "Well, who should we invite?" And I'm like, "The core women. I don't want it too big, just like the core women." And she was like, "Okay," and I was like, "And you can take from that what you want, like invite who you want to invite, whatever." But the core women, she goes, "Well, I also want to invite so and so for obvious. You had to do with her music, whatever." I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. It's your birthday weekend too. That's cool. We just need to have enough beds." So you need to tell them to bring beds. I said, but remember how the weekend of too many people went?
Yes.
And I was like, and I don't want to repeat of that.
No.
So she was like, I agree
And
completely.
also, whoever the photographer is needs to know that the photography happens what the specific photography time happens.
Yeah.
Not during the whole weekend.
Yeah, there's got to be some aspects that we can be like, no.
Yeah.
So, which is all fine. I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's the
hope
lady that
not.
does most of her pictures, and she does do amazing pictures. So, that was the idea. Anyways, I don't think it's going to be too much or too out of control. But in the group text was also added of all people, and she's never been included in one of the group texts because I just assumed she'd hate it, and I'm the one that and I always leave you off of them too, except in the very beginning because of directions and stuff. But the only other time, I mean, I've never added her because I just knew she was not into it, is my sister-in-law, Bonnie. She's on the group text. I didn't realize she was on it either till she called me. She goes, wait, we're bringing guns?
She's like, guns and lingerie. That's what we're gonna be in.
She goes, all right. I like the fact that every woman but one was like, I'll bring mine.
I know. It was like no problem. Okay.
You need to bring extra? What you got?
Everybody got one?
Yeah. And so I told Rick about it, and I was thinking he was going to make fun of us because he's Rick, and he was like, ooh, I got one. I got the perfect gun. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Wear your brother's hat. We talked about the day after I got the new hat. I said, I'm wearing the new hat. And he was like, no, you're wearing your brother's hat. That's way cooler.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just got the hat. He goes, just take it. Someone else can wear it. Yeah. I was like, why is my new birthday hat?
You can get one with each. You can just trade it out. You can have a couple pictures.
I told him, I said, maybe I'm taking lots of pictures.
Because we can do a group photo too. And then we can have like individual sessions. So like boudoir sessions.
Saying.
And so we can all have our own individual ones or like pairs and stuff like that. I think it would be good.
I agree. And I started thinking about it more and more after the group text situation. And I was like, this is really cool because I don't know a lot of people that have pictures with their friends from first grade when they're almost 50.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have a lot of pictures of we've gone through a lot of stages together. We've done grunge. We've done new wave. We've done mom's life where we look like shit for 10 years. We did the divorcee look. We got this shit down is what I'm saying. But I just thought, that's really cool. You know what I mean? And it is the core group of women going, plus like two. And two of the two, one's the photographer, and the other one is Darla, who I'm not calling her a core group, but she didn't live here, you know. And the rest, everybody is a childhood friend of mine except for you, you know. So that's how come it's the core group, because they're all my childhood friends, and you've been there long enough.
I'm one of the core group when it comes to the cabin, because I've been
definitely the core group.
I've been there since day one from the cabin.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're the only person that's not a childhood friend that I consider.
I feel so core.
You really should.
I do. I've worked a long way to get here. Okay,
there's a waiting list.
I've put in time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears to be part of to be in this position.
That is no joke.
You have.
You have, and we get if it's cold outside, which the way it's looking, it might be. We get the fireplace. It does work. So we've never done a winter one. We tried that one like 2 months ago, and everybody ended up with COVID. So that didn't happen. No. So we're going to have to redo. So it's going to be really cool. So that's coming up the weekend before that, which is the weekend after Valentine's. I have a wedding and a funeral in Austin. So I'm going Saturday for my cousin's daughter's wedding, which is going to be formal. I just found this out.
Nice.
So you're getting all these... We are some country ass people. And when I say we're country, I mean, I'm country, but my cousin's husband and her, especially her husband and her kids, they're country. Okay. They're with money country, but they're country. Okay. Country.
Say.
And they're having a formal wedding. It never occurred to me it was formal. It didn't even occur to me this would be a formal wedding. So I had all these plans for the wedding when I'm aware. And my sister the other day texted me. She goes, you know it's a formal wedding, right? And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, I did not.
She was like, yeah, it's formal. I'm like, fuck.
Just screwed everything up.
Let me figure this out. And then I have a funeral the next day for my godmother. It's like a celebration of life or whatever. The next day for my godmother, both in Austin. So I can like knock out two birds. But Rick won't go with me now. He's going to stay and take care of the kids for me.
Wow.
I know, because Zaylee has a church thing she wants to go to.
He'd rather do that than go to a formal wedding.
Can you blame him?
No. But he also, honestly, I would go to the formal wedding. I don't have a problem with that.
Would you like to go? Because I need a date.
Oh, well, do you?
If you want to go,
girl, you know I'm down.
All right, let's go. All right, sold. I'm serious. You're going. Okay. Because I was just like, okay, you'll meet my family. This is perfect. This is the OG family. The ones. Sorry. Okay, yeah, you're in. Okay,
another foot in the door.
You are one more. What else we got to talk about? Anything? I mean, we got to do this before the sun goes down, because apparently we're like one of those old western towns. Once the sun go down,
she's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, I'm really just scared of the roads, and I live right around the corner. But you know,
no, we're good. I think we got some good content. We're over an hour anyway. So.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally at least got something out, because I didn't even think we were going to be able to record this week. So
no, I didn't either because of the weather. So I don't know what day it's going to come out, but be glad we made it, I guess.
Yeah, be happy.
Just I know.
We love you guys. Y'all be safe out there.
Yes. And we'll talk to y'all next week. And coming up, we're going to tell our love stories for Valentine's edition. And so those of y'all listeners that want to hear it, I'm going to tell the love story of me and the neighbor, which is Rick. He started off the neighbor. And it's actually a pretty good story.
It is.
It is a good story. It's the reason I put up with his ass. That and the fact that he dances on command for me. Naked. But whatever. That's a different story. Serious.
All right.
All right. We will talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Again.
Love you.
Bye.